The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Brecheen. Brought to you by Medine's Collision Center in Baton Rouge. Take control, choose Medine's. Grosse Savant Lodge, south of Lake Charles, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Company in Central, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Auto in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you have trusted for years. And Gage in Baton Rouge. Get better connected with Gage. Here's your host, Lee Brecheen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lee Brecheen with the Sports Scouting Report. This is our video podcast, our TV show version, and we've got a great guest today, our head coach, Richie Casey from Homer High School. Richie, thanks for joining us.
No problem, man. I appreciate y'all having me on.
I remember you were in our magazine. I scouted you in high school. I'm getting old, man. You were a heck of a football player back in the day. Talk about your days at Homer, because a lot of people, if they just see your name in the state, they go, okay, Richie Casey's the coach, but they don't know that you were a player at Homer at one time.
Yes, I also, I coach here, but I also played here in Homer. And, I enjoyed my days. I played quarterback for Coach Glenn Kyle, who was the head coach at the time. He was also here when I came back, and kind of passed the program on down to me, and I kind of, learned from him and took everything that he taught me, and here we are today.
Well, you're coming off a big-time state championship, 82-year championship drought, 82 years.
82 years.
And what's it feel like for you to this day, Coach? I mean, y'all won it this past season, and in your 3 short years, you took a struggling football program and led Homer into the culture of success, as I call it. But now that you won a state championship, what's the community like with bringing that trophy back to Homer, the town of Homer?
Right. It is unbelievable. The atmosphere around here now, it's just crazy. It's unbelievable. The fans getting involved and supporting. Like you said, I played here in Homer, and that's something that I always wanted to do, was win a championship. I never got to do it as a player, but to come back and do it as a coach, to be a hometown guy, that do it, it feels unbelievable. I can't put it into words how I feel, to do this for my hometown, and with the group of kids that we have, and the community and everybody to come out and be able to go down there and experience that. That was something I'll never forget.
Richie, I don't want to leave out the 1939 state championship. That was the first school. I don't want to make any of them guys angry, any of the older people, but 1939, the first, and this is the second one for the school. First state championship appearance since 1985.
Exactly.
And we're going to take a break, Coach. When we come back, I want to talk about your days at Louisiana Tech. A lot of people, they don't know you played at Tech too. I'm just trying to throw it all out for people. Now, I know people in Homer and Logansport and Shreveport know about you, but we just want to let everybody else know. But when we come back, we have more Richie Casey, head coach of Homer, and talk about his Tech days in Ruston, Louisiana. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back with Coach Richie Casey, the head coach of Homer High School. We're going to get to the oldest rivalry in Louisiana later in the show, which is Haynesville. That's been going on since, almost the 1800s.
Oh,
and then forever, and that's a big deal. And then we're going to talk about your players later in the show. But in this segment, I want to talk about Louisiana Tech and what Louisiana Tech means to you. They gave you a scholarship out of Homer, and you were a starter. I mean, you played right away as a true freshman. And tell everybody your experience going to Ruston from a small town like Homer, and you had a lot of success at Tech.
Right, I did, and I just want to say thank you to, Coach Ed Jackson. He was the one that came down and scouted me and looked at me. So he recruited me hard out of Homer, small town like that. A lot of our guys don't get a lot of looks, but I was thankful that he was able to find me and give me an opportunity to get a scholarship to go to Tech and play. I actually didn't play right away. I tore my ACL, man, in that oldest rivalry game against Haynesville my senior year, and
Oh.
You know, I sat out a year. You know, I tore my ACL again and sat out another year.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you did that twice. I didn't know that.
When I finally got healthy, man, I was able to play. I was able to get my years back, so I was still able to play all 4 years. But Tech means a lot to me. You know, they gave me an opportunity to see things differently. You know, than what you know, I came from a small town, like I said, in Homer, and it was, although Ruston is not that big now that I see it now, but it was big to me then. You know?
All right.
It was a big deal. Go down there and play, man. I enjoyed my time. I loved every second of it. So and we did. We had some good teams, played some good football.
You did everything but water boy at Homer. I mean, you were the ultimate athlete, and at Tech, I mean, you settled in a position, but you were an offensive guy. You could play defense coming out of high school. I mean, you did it all.
Right.
But you were a big play guy, big playmaker. But speaking of the rival, we're gonna do it this segment. Haynesville, oldest robbery in the state of Louisiana.
Right.
That mean to the community, and the two communities are so close, and you know, there's been so many kids that are now adults that you know that you played against that you probably see their kids playing or coming up too.
Right.
At this point, yeah.
Homer Haynesville is a big deal around here. You know, it's you know, when that game comes up, you know, you're gonna start seeing thousands of people starting to come back in town. You know, alumni. You know, you're gonna start seeing all the trash talking on social media, and the game is just, it means so much to the community, both communities. You know, Haynesville they got the best of us for a long time, and we're finally kind of, you know, starting to get some wins on our belt. But that's a great program over there. They got a great coach, so it's always tough to beat them. You know.
Yeah, the Franklins have been there forever, right? David and his
forever.
Alder at Franklin. What,
right.
60 years in Franklin. But before we go, I want to brag about you before we take a break. This is Casey's stats as a receiver. This is for all his players that see this. From 210 to 213, you had 104 catches, 1,077 yards with some other good Tech receivers.
Right.
4 touchdowns, but 104 catches. Not bad, Coach.
Not bad, man. Like you said, we had a bunch of great players at Tech, and to even get the opportunity to play with those guys, man, it was unbelievable. So like I said, I enjoyed my time there and everything that I learned, and I just try to give it back to these guys here.
Yeah, and you were MVP the last 2 seasons at Homer for your team, and you were also in our magazine for 3 years. Actually, 4 years. You were 4 years starter. We're gonna take a break. Come back. We're gonna talk about some of the teams you play, some of the teams you had to beat. It's like you had 4 championship wins you had to get to the Dome, Coach. North Caddo, Baptist, Union Pair. I mean, all these good teams you had to play to get to the game. We'll be right back.
If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Medine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors.
Welcome back. We got Coach Richie Casey, and I always love to bring a coach on that was actually in the magazine in high school for us, the Louisiana Football Magazine. We pumped him pretty big back in the day, 4 years worth. You can go back and get the old magazines from 210 to 213. Richie's in all 4 of them with Homer. But, Coach, this past year your team averaged 43 points a game. I mean, that's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Look, your last 2 or 3 teams have been averaging over 30 a game.
We're getting better and better every year. You know, we got a great group of kids, man. They love playing football. So, it's starting to pay off for us. It's starting to show.
4 shutouts last year. That's not something every day you see. And then you had 2 against Haynesville shutout. You had a shutout against Haynesville. That's a big deal this past year.
That is, you know, that don't normally happen right there.
No, man. And talking about Glenn Kyle, what does he mean to you? You played for Coach Kyle, and he's there with you now at the school.
He is.
Having him around helping you now. He was your coach at Homer.
It's good having him around. You know, he's been around the block. You know, he's been there for years and years. You know, with that type of experience, you can't help but to learn from him. You know, and listen to everything that he says. So, I love having him around. I'm trying to keep him around a little bit longer, man. But he's on the verge of retiring. You know, but I'm trying my best to keep him around. He taught me everything that I know. You know, I've learned so much from him, he gave me a chance as a freshman in high school, to be the starting quarterback of the football team. So he believed in me, and they kind of been encouraging me. He's been encouraging me all my career, just to have someone like that believe in you, and it means a lot to me.
Coach, maybe you can get him when he retires to come back too. You get him a retired coach. In 221, y'all beat Logansport, man, right? A team that's not far from your school.
Exactly.
What was it like having to play a team that was, out of all teams, one that you know a lot about, that was from North Louisiana, from the Shreveport area?
Exactly. And I asked that one of my teammates from Tech is actually a coach on the team right now, Matt Conger, and he hit me up on social media. When we found out that we were playing, it's just a good deal because like you said, we're so close. That's a great program. They beat us, I want to say in 2017 or 18. We played them when that year that they won the championship. So we knew, it was going to be a tough game coming in and playing them. Championship pedigree that they have. Great coach who's also was a player on that team as well. So it was good for our boys.
And then Kevin McGee, the coach, was a former quarterback at Logansport.
Right. So they got a lot of history and a lot of pride. And it was just a good deal, man, to play a team like that at the championship.
It shows you the talent in your area, Coach. When it comes to the Dome, having all these teams like Haynesville, Homer, in the last few years, Calvary Baptist down the street. I mean, it's just
right.
A block, talent. And then I want to mention that Homer's a part of Claiborne Parish, which is the area they're in. If you're not from Shreveport or Natchitoches, you don't know.
Right.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to honor your seniors. And I don't want to just talk about who made All-State. I just want to honor you guys, period. And there's 5 kids I want to mention that were really big for you. And we'll get to the young guys coming back later in the show. We're going to be right back with more of Coach Richie Casey. When we come back, I want to talk about the guys that made this possible, that have played. Some of them played 5 years for Coach. On the course. We'll be right back.
Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Treads and Care Tire Company, located in Central. The number to call is 331-8144. Family owned and operated since 1971. That's Treads and Care Tire Company.
Welcome back. We got Coach Richie Casey on, former Homer Star player, former Louisiana Techster receiver, head coach, state champion 2021. Homer won the state championship like this past year. I want to talk about your seniors, Coach. These guys stuck through thick and thin with you, and they started with you. Devontae Camp, who been all over the place for you as a receiver, DB. I've watched him for 4 years. I remember when he was 6'3", 150 playing receiver against Calvary, watching a game. And John Watts, what a tough kid, fullback, linebacker, man. He'd run through a wall for you. I've seen him, 5'11", 10, whatever he is, 220, 225. Tredeldrick Webb, what a great receiver, safety for you. Another tall kid, 6'3", 175. This guy came out of nowhere. DeAnthony Kimball had a great year, tight end, 6'3". And Kashawn Kidd, your quarterback, kind of like you, was an athlete, not a tall guy, but a great athlete, 5'10", 165. And Kashawn, tell us what he's doing, because did he sign anywhere, Coach? Because I know he played for you for 4 years, one of the top athletes.
He didn't sign anywhere. Schools are I guess they're kind of looking at his height, his size. He's a small kid, probably about 165 pounds, real small. But man, he's accurate as all get out. He can get the job done, and all he needs is a chance, and he'll prove a lot of people wrong. He's been doing his whole career, so.
I hope somebody gives him a shot as a receiver or corner.
Right.
He's a smart kid. And Kimball could be I think a 1AA receiver or DB. And Camp could be a lot of things in college, huh, Coach?
Both of those guys just a good athletes, tall, just lanky athletes. Kimball, he's more of a basketball player. He loves basketball, and he had a great basketball season this year. Came to the end a couple of nights ago against Lincoln Prep, but man, he's one of the better guys out there. This was just a great senior class for us. Like I said, these guys stuck with me through thick and thin, and they'll run through the wall for me, like you said. And when you got a group of kids like that, it makes the job a whole lot easier. They kind of can run the team themselves.
Coach John Watts, he played as a freshman for you, and he grew. He played even some lines, some D line and O line. I think in the beginning, he'll do anything. But is John going to go anywhere, Coach John Watts? He could be a fullback, I think.
He can be a fullback. We're working on getting him somewhere. Still just got to take care of his business academically. But he's played some fullback. He's played some running back for O-line, D-line. He'll do whatever you ask him to do, and he can get it done. He's just a good player, good kid.
You got power to him too, Coach.
He's very explosive, very explosive, powerful, just real put together down there.
In camp, looks like he's about 6'6" in length. I mean, he's got a lot of room to grow. Yeah,
he's about 6'4". He actually has a little brother that's coming up this year as a freshman who's taller than him.
That's always good. Coach, you're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about some of your young guys coming back. Later in the show, I want to talk about some of the other coaches at Homer.
Okay.
I know Elaine Gilbert does a good job of girls basketball, and we'll talk about powerlifting. A lot of people don't realize that Homer has a powerlifting team.
We do.
I got basketball, track, softball. We'll talk about that. And the principal, when we mention the principal, Lee Sims, and we'll do more when we come back. We'll be right back with more. Richie Casey, head coach of Homer High School.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life.
Welcome back. We have our head coach as our guest from Homer High School. Really excited to have Coach Richie Casey. And I want to mention something and I'm glad Coach mentioned it to me. And this is why you can't always Google, because you don't know what's old and what's new. But I was Googling Homer website, and it was on the site. But Elaine Gilbert's not the basketball coach right now. But tell everybody who is the basketball coach, Coach.
His name is Coach Amos. Derek Amos. He's actually a Haynesville guy. He graduated from Haynesville. He's been the coach here for 2 years now.
Okay, and I want to mention the principal, Lee Sims, and what is Lee's your guy? I mean, the principal. If you got to have an understanding principal to be good in sports.
Right.
Coaches always say that. What do you think of Lee?
I think the world of him. He's a great guy. He gets the job done. He's a great leader for the school, and he's kind of turned our school around academically, and he's real. He understands, the sports side of it. So I'm glad he's around. Richie,
just so people understand, and because the enrollment at Homer is not, even 1,000 kids. But what would you say the enrollment is? It'd blow people's mind probably if ballpark do you think it is?
No, at the high school it's a little under 200. Right around 200 kids, but the whole campus, pre-K through 12, probably not even, I say about 800.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
People don't realize that you won a state title. You don't even have but maybe 200 kids in the school.
Right. That's it, man. And,
amazing.
I
just wanted people to know that.
Right. I said we got a great group of kids, man, that just, they love to work. They'll do anything I ask them to do, so. That's why we were able to win this year.
Tell everybody about what was it like growing up in Homer, Richie, and growing up in a small town for you. And I think small town football is the best football in the state. You go to all the towns, whether it's Lafayette area, New Orleans area, Baton Rouge area, Shreveport, wherever, Monroe area. The small towns are just so close.
No doubt about it.
From your perspective, what do you think?
Yeah, the sports program, football, it means a lot. Even growing up, watching Coach Kyle on the sideline, coach, and seeing those players out there, I always wanted to be those guys. And growing up in a small town, it's not much to do in a town like this, but people get involved in the football, and you see that growing up, and you want to be a part of that. And you can't wait till you get up and get your opportunity and your chance to play, and for your hometown, in front of the crowd, in front of the fans, and like you said, it is. Everybody's close. Everybody know everybody. You're going to play with the same guys you grew up with. And it means a lot to everybody.
Richie, what do you think of all these new college coaches in Louisiana this coming year? You got LSU got a new coach. Grambling's got a new coach. Southern's got a new coach. UL's got a new coach. Who am I leaving out? ULM's Terry Bowden's second year.
Right.
Tulane, Fritz is back, but he's got a lot of new guys on his staff at Tulane. But a lot of new coaches in college. And what do you think of some of these guys? Have you had a chance to meet any of them yet, Coach?
Not yet, but I will be. I'll be going to some coaching clinics and things like that. But just looking at the background of these guys that they're bringing in, man, we got some great coaches in the area now, and I can't wait to get out, to go learn from them. Actually, I'll be down in Baton Rouge soon, speaking at a coaching clinic down there. So it's a big deal, man. I'm excited to get out and listen to what these guys have to say.
What's your secret DNA, Coach, to get your teams ready every game? Do you have a secret, you got like your niche that you do to get your team focused every week? Is there anything that you would?
I don't.
Not secrets, and your personality for getting you guys ready.
I'm always calm. I don't get too excited. I don't get too down. And I think they kind of feed off of me, but I try to keep everything, the same. I kind of. What we do at practice is what we're going to do on game day and so on. We won't change not one bit. But when things do change, we're able to adapt. That's what I try to, teach them to do.
Who is the most vocal on the staff? Is there one coach the most vocal?
A lot of my coaches are vocal. I would say all of them are vocal. Everybody likes to talk and get their point across, but I would have to say my offensive line coach. You know how those coaches can be. So
right. Coach, name your staff before we go. I want to get their names out there, but name you guys on your staff. Just I want to honor them, for winning that state title, and their names never get thrown out usually. But your coaches.
Well, my defensive coordinator, he's a Homer guy. Graduated from Homer around the same time I did. His name is Jestarian Allen. I have my linebackers coach, Steve Lejeune, who's also from this area. Lewis Grant, who's a Homer High graduate. He coaches safeties for me. Noah Higdon, who's my offensive line coach. He's from the Arkansas area. And I'm missing one. Derek Howard. Derek Howard is our wide receivers coach and DB's coach. All those guys do a great job. They just buy into what I'm setting. So and they get the kids to do it all.
Coach, whatever y'all doing is working, and I went to a game 3 years ago. I was at Calvary Baptist watching you play, and I told somebody on the sideline, I said, this team's going places. And I was talking about your team, Homer. And at the time, Calvary, you could see what they were going to do.
No doubt about it.
But watching your team battle with Calvary, who won the title the next year, and then you win it 2 years after.
Right.
It just, credit to your hard work. And obviously you've got vision to want to hit these goals, and that's hard work. Nothing's easy.
Yes,
and but I think we got you back. I don't know what happened. We got you back. But thank you for joining us, Coach. I know you got to go off and get back to coaching and working, but I appreciate you taking the time to be with us today, Coach.
No problem. Anytime. And anytime y'all need me, man, just, you got my number, just call me. I love being on. Like you said, I've been a part of this since a freshman in high school. So, and I just thank you and I appreciate everything that y'all doing.
Thank you, Coach. Hey, look, y'all win, whatever you're doing today, win, man. I know everything's competing, so you're involved in everything else. So good luck to you today.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen.